Shark Tank's most controversial moments that were never aired. Shark Tank has been on ABC for over a decade, and throughout that time there has been some incredibly strange and controversial moments that almost didn't make it to the air. But before we get started, be sure to hit that like button so we know who the real Shark Tank fans are. Throx. We may never understand why ABC allowed this product on air, and we certainly don't know why the network would have wasted the Sharks' time with such a ridiculous product, as it may be single-handedly the dumbest idea brought to the Shark Tank. This series made it on air during season 1. With Edwin Heaven seeking $50,000 in exchange for 25% of his business, giving himself a $200,000 valuation. His company developed socks, though you would assume his socks had some sort of special feature that could not be found in your run-of-the-mill socks at your local supermarket. Well, you're partially right, sort of. Edwin's socks were entirely ordinary, though they were sold in sets of 3 rather than pairs of 2. That's it. This man developed an idea for a company based on selling customers 3 socks instead of 2. That way, if they lose one, they have an extra. It's a pretty simple concept, but a hugely stupid one. The Sharks were not interested in the slightest and politely turned Edwin down. We aren't sure why ABC didn't edit this segment out, because it's probably the most laughable products to appear on the show, aside from the Squirrel Boss. Scott Jordan. This entry doesn't involve a product, but rather a person. Scott Jordan appeared on Shark Tank in one of the earlier seasons of the show. Throughout his presentation, he did his best to take control of the Sharks. Being extremely combative with them, he called one potential investment insane, and told 2 of the other Sharks they were out before even giving them a chance to revise their offer or statements. The Sharks were in complete disbelief by the man, as he walked into their studio and began to act as though he ran the show. Jordan created a clothing brand which he dubbed Scotty Vest. The company specializes in making outdoor vests that are designed to hold various products or gadgets in their seemingly infinite number of pockets. These vests are designed for use by avid outdoorsmen, giving the wearer instant access to all their tools and devices without having to carry around additional clothing items such as bags or satchels. Regardless of his controversial presentation, Scott managed to grow his company from $3 million in annual revenue to over $10 million in just 1 year. The company is still active today, though we can't say for sure what their annual revenue has grown to. Regardless, it seems like Scott can retire a happy man, as he's already made millions off of the brand. We can't help but wonder if his ridiculous pitch on Shark Tank was merely a marketing ploy to get more people talking about him. Interestingly, after the show concluded, he continued his feud with Mark Cuban off-air, making his brand even more popular than it already was. Regardless of his intentions, he seems to have succeeded, even if he didn't have a winning pitch with the Sharks. Wake and Bacon. This is one of the lesser-known Shark Tank products that was a complete disaster from the very beginning. If this product had been pitched as a gag gift, there's a chance it would have succeeded in wowing the Sharks. However, Maddie Salin pitched this product as a genuine way to wake up in the morning. This was essentially an alarm clock that, when triggered, would begin to cook fresh bacon to help you wake up and smell the bacon. The idea was pitched in season 2, with Maddie requesting $40,000 in exchange for 20% of the company. Though there's seemingly countless issues with this product, the first and most obvious is that the clock would force you to leave raw meat on your bedside table for hours upon hours each night, increasing your risk of food poisoning. You could also get sick if flies or other bugs managed to make their way onto your food throughout the night, though the problems don't end there. The system also poses a serious fire hazard. What happens if the machine malfunctions, or happens to turn on while you're away from home? Better yet, what happens if you're feeling extra lazy and oversleep without remembering to turn the alarm off? While you're sleeping, the Wake and Bacon could be cooking up a healthy serving of bacon for hours, leading to a huge fire concern, or potentially deadly inhalation of smoke. It's no surprise that the Sharks each passed on this idea, with Kevin saying that he would like to add the product to his museum of real bad ideas that kill people. We can't blame him. Doorbot. This is a company you likely haven't heard of. Doorbot was around for a few years before they successfully rebranded as Ring Video Doorbell, a product that has now found its way into the front porches of thousands of homes across America. Jamie Siminoff appeared on Shark Tank and pitched his idea to the Sharks, asking $700,000 to get his idea up and running. Kevin seemed to be the only Shark interested in the product, though his interest soon turned into a plan to milk the company for its profits, requesting a massive amount of the proceeds from the company that would completely alter the course of the company's future. Kevin offered the man his $700,000, though he wanted 5% of the company and a ridiculous 10% cut of all profits, an outrageous amount of money to ask from such a small company. Jamie understandably declined Kevin's offer and soon became one of the most profitable video doorbell companies in the world. If you ever watch Shark Tank, you'll know that the series will often revisit older brands to see how they are doing after the premiere of the show. However, it seems as though Doorbot was conveniently left out of these revisiting episodes, likely because the Sharks were too embarrassed that they passed passed up on such a great product. Even though the details of this failed transaction never made it to air, we are happy that Doorbot was able to find a place in the market and create one of the most convenient and easy to use security devices in the world. Breathometer. While this product seemed great on the surface, we can't decide if it was a total scam or a simple mistake. Truth be told, it seems like a little bit of both. This was a device that was designed to quickly, easily, and accurately read your blood alcohol level. This would be extremely important to someone who's been drinking, as they could easily determine their blood alcohol content before getting behind the wheel of a car. The device was so impressive that all 5 sharks wanted to partner on the deal in exchange for 30% of the company. Though, once the show ended, it was determined that the product was not as accurate as the sharks originally thought. Complaints were running rampant, but the sharks did virtually nothing to solve the issue. The company carried on for a short time before the FTC got involved and shut the company down, forcing them to give full refunds to all their customers. While it seems as though the sharks had been misled when they invested in the company, we can't help but wonder why they did essentially nothing to rectify the issue, ultimately backing away from the product and accepting no blame, as this product should have never aired. It could easily have cost thousands of people their lives if they were misled into believing that they were under the legal limit while driving. We don't say this often, but we're happy to see the company closed down and refunded their customers. This was an incredibly dangerous product from the very beginning. Pet paint. Back in 2013, Abe Geary appeared on the series to showcase his product called Pet Paint. This is everything you'd expect, a spray paint can that you can use on your pets. The can contains an allegedly harmless colored hairspray that can be sprayed on your pets to give them a bit of flair and originality. Abe received an offer from one of the sharks, though he was unwilling to give away 60% of his company in exchange for the funds. He was later featured in an episode of Beyond the Tank, with the producers taking a closer look at his company following his 2013 appearance. In the episode, Abe explained the company was doing reasonable sales and that his appearance on the show had helped him gain substantial success, even if he didn't get an acceptable offer from the sharks. While we certainly do question the safety and morality of this product, we are happy to see that Abe is doing well. Pet Paint is still a successful brand today, with the website and the company still very active. It is currently being advertised as the greatest costume for the 2020 holiday season. No phone. Cell phone addiction is a genuine problem in the world today. Many of us are likely addicted to our gadgets without ever knowing it. While this is an issue that will likely cause problems for society shortly, this product certainly approached the issue in the wrong way. No phone is a dummy cell phone that you can leave in your pocket and give your body the sensation of having a phone, though the device is completely useless. The dummy phone is a plastic mold of a normal smartphone meant to trick your body into thinking there's a phone in your pocket. The product allegedly makes it easier to kick phone addiction problems, but it's difficult to see how it works in practice. Chris Sheldon was seeking $25,000 in exchange for 25% of his company after he had already received an investment of $18,000 from generous Kickstarter backers. In the end, the sharks turned no phone away and the man left empty-handed. Mark openly stated that the only thing he hates more than people staring at their phones is people filing stupid patents.